Well, I have something to say. I'm just going to talk to all your friends.
Okay, talk to all my friends. Tell them about your band.
There's a kind of band that I have that's named Wrong Leaf.
What is the name of your band? Say it louder. What's the name of your band?
My band is named Wrong Leaf.
Rotten Leaf?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of band is it?
It's a rock and roll band.
It's a rock and roll band. What instrument do you play in the band?
Drums?
Here comes another one. Oh! You play drums?
Uh-huh. And then we play rock and guitar.
You play rock and guitar? Tell them about how Rotten Leaf started. How did Rotten Leaf start?
It started way long ago.
Yeah.
Before the band was even born.
Before the band was even born?
Mm-hmm.
Who else? What are the other instruments in the band?
Mama, we're talking on a phone. Dad's not even recording yet.
Oh, okay.
He's waiting for a phone call to come in.
Okay. We'll keep talking about Rotten Leaf then.
Well, all is lost is one day all of the band was in the tunnel.
All was lost, Sam? All was lost? Buddy, it's dramatic. Tell me about the other members of the band. What were the other instruments?
There's like rock and roll guitar.
Rock and roll guitar.
And you know, the bass.
And what kind of bass is it?
A stand-up bass.
A stand-up bass. Okay.
It's really big.
Really big.
Mhm.
What else? Drums, because you play the drums.
Mhm.
What else?
I usually just play the guitar.
Right, okay, and I'm sorry, you just play the guitar. So there's a drummer, you play guitar, then there's a rock and roll guitar, and then a stand-up bass, and what else?
There's a saxophone.
A saxophone. Okay.
He died a while ago.
The saxophone player died a while ago?
Yeah, now there's no saxophone music anymore.
There's no saxophone music anymore?
No.
Sam.
Huh?
Listen, when I start recording, we can't tell sad stories like this now. They're too used to, Daddy's friends are too used to Daddy telling sad stories. I don't need you telling sad stories.
Digital gramophone makes no sense.
Hey guys, so I'm just gonna do a quick little recent-ish pickups video. Just because I haven't been making videos with as much frequency, and I kind of want to get back on the horse. So I'm going to do this relatively easy video just to kind of get going again. So I picked up, I didn't really do record store day or record store drop one. There wasn't really a lot I was interested in. Also, ever since I really took that like month off in July, I've kind of reined it in, and I'm just trying to be, you know, not so impulsive these days. I'm focused more on getting rid of stuff than I am adding more. So there were only a few things that I was maybe interested in for that drop. Lunchbox was open to the public. They were, you know, very controlled. They were only letting in like 5 people at a time, and then once one person left, they only let one more in. And then they closed at 4 o'clock that day, and then they posted what was left online at 4:30, just to locals, just for local pickup only. So if you bought something at that time, you had to pick it up from the store. They weren't making nationwide shipping available until Sunday. And there was one that I was really kind of hoping to get, and they didn't still have it by the time the sale went up at 4:30. So I ordered this online instead, and it's this funk masterpiece by the band Gaston. I'm gonna say Gaston. It could just be Gaston. I doubt it. I'm gonna say Gaston just because it has more flair. But yeah, these guys. This was originally released in 1978 on Hotlanta Records. This was reissued by a UK record store label. It just flipped out of my head. Soul Brother Records. And they did a great job with it. It sounds fantastic. It's very clean pressing. And yeah, I've heard of this before because it was recorded in North Carolina. Most of it was recorded in at a studio in Asheville. And the owner of Lunchbox posted that they had it in for Record Store Day, and he was pretty excited about it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh yes. And so I grabbed it. The group is from Atlanta, but yeah, recorded in North Carolina. It's just really, really good. It's got elements of, groups like the Ohio Players, Earth, Wind and Fire. It also kind of really reminds me of like the Mazzell brothers, like era Donald Byrd type stuff. Because there are two instrumentals, Fantasy Garden and the Clap Song. There's the group there on the back. Some of y'all are probably familiar with this because it's highly sought after. It's kind of one of those rare collectible albums. I'm gonna try and get a clip in if I can, but it's yeah, this is really good. I spun it the other day like 3 times in a row, and I rarely do that these days. And then the only other thing that I grabbed was, I wasn't even really, I picked it up because I'm a completist, and also Lunchbox had it marked down like $8, like the day of, and it spoons all the weird kids up front. This is the kind of companion piece to the best of that they released last year. This was supposedly a fan curated set of songs, and it's pretty good. A lot of them that I would consider fan favorites going back over the years, but I feel a heavy influence from fans and more that they've gained in more recent years, in my opinion. But I don't know. And then just a few other things that I picked up at the time of those RSD purchases. And this first one is a live recording of Jason Molina that was recorded in 2005, solo in Toulouse, France. It's Jason Molina live at La Chapelle, and it's good. I'm a pretty big Jason Molina fan. Songs of Haya, Magnolia Electric Company. And I have like the box set, the Magnolia Electric Company box set that was put out in 2007, and there's some good live stuff on there, or at least more kind of raw recordings. And so I was excited when I saw this came out earlier this year. It doesn't sound that great. It sounds like somebody took 2 tin cans and strung them together and then used like a hand recorder or something. So I guess not great is even kind. It just doesn't sound really good. But because I'm such a big fan, and I unfortunately never got to see him or any of those acts before he died, I really wanted it because he was a well-known live performer, and that comes through even though the recording isn't the best quality. So happy to have that. And then speaking of Jason Molina, this came out this year, and this is a posthumous recording of songs that was recorded in 2009. I guess it's kind of considered a lost album. I don't know. It's called 8 Gates. I haven't spun this one yet. So maybe I might revisit it with like a little review at some point. Maybe I might do a Jason Molina spotlight, artist spotlight, collection spotlight. I don't know, we'll see.
If I had never believed and let everything come into place, would the stars be looking down? Would the stars be looking down on me?
And then this one is a duo out of Raleigh, North Carolina. It's called Silver Scrolls. The album is Silver Scrolls Play Music for Walks. And the duo is Dave Brolowski and Brian Quast, I don't know. But Dave Brolowski was in one of the founding members of Polvo, and Brian Quast was a drummer temporarily for them. He wasn't one of the founding members. And so just, collecting North Carolina musicians and stuff, I like Polvo a lot. I decided to give this a shot, and it's really, really good. Probably one of my favorite things that I've heard this year as far as new releases. You can tell by the cover art that there's flourishes, and I would say flourishes at best, of psychedelic rock. It's still mostly just indie rock, elements of math, elements of post-rock, but it sounds really good. And the way they kind of broke it up into 2 sides, it's walk 1 and walk 2 is what they call it. And then those are supposed to be, I don't know, at least the way they're presented in track list form, as suites almost. I don't really hear them that way, at least not in the first 4 or 5 times that I've listened to it. But I don't know, maybe I need to sit down with it again, because I've only spun it all the way through one time, and then I've been streaming it in other cases. But yeah, Silver Scrolls plays music for walks. I highly recommend this if any of that sound is something that any of you are interested in, anybody watching this is interested in.
In the wind, and the light is dim.
so the last album I forgot to talk about in my last recent pickups video. I had pre-ordered it earlier this year, and it came out at the beginning of August, and it's the album The Reservoir by Kenny Roby. Kenny Roby is another musician out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He is the lead singer and principal songwriter for the band Six String Drag, which is a great alt-country band that I am a big fan of, and so I'm a big fan of his songwriting. And I have most of everything that he's put out. But yeah, this is just a stellar double album of just absolutely incredible songs. And maybe, I'd think probably, in my personal opinion, his best solo effort to date. I believe this is his 4th solo release. So he started working on this early last year, and Neil Casal was supposed to produce it, and I think play and even sing on it. And those of you that are familiar with Neil Casal from, he was in Chris Robinson's Brotherhood, did his own kind of solo work, was also in Ryan Adams' Cardinals. He took his own life last year, and so that was before they were able to get into the studio on this. And Dave Schools from the band Widespread Panic was a big friend of Neil Casal, and he decided to step in. He was aware of the project, so he decided to step in and produce, and brought in most of the musicians that play on this record. It is one of the better things I've heard this year as well. But I'm probably a little biased because I'm already such a fan. But I think this is a stellar set of songs. Again, mostly just kind of folk, country, rock. But then there are a few where he dabbles in kind of roots rock. But yeah, Kenny Roby, I highly recommend checking his work out, and Six String Drag. I'll probably be doing a video, no, not probably, we'll definitely be doing a video on them in my North Carolina series at some point.
Let me go, God damn it. Let me go to the banks of the sea. Let me jump in the water, can't swim any harder. Dirty water, Jimmy's daughter and cocaine. Dirty water, Jimmy's daughter and cocaine. Dirty water, Jimmy's daughter and cocaine.
But yeah, that's it. Just kind of wanted to do this quick update. Yeah, I don't know. Hope everybody's doing okay. The days of summer are drawing near to an end. Another classic, terrible ending. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Bye.